Hello. I'm sorry. Yeah. Hello, everyone. Can anybody tell me if you've heard my no audio and video? Okay, unable to see. All right. Hi, everyone. Great to have you here. And we're going to now work with self healing, self healing through radical statements. The world is going through a phase which has never been known before. And each one is facing a set of unique challenges. And some of them are common to everyone, some of them are so personalized. There's one thing common is anxiety, fear, and worries and concerns and uncertainties. The group of emotions that's related in and around your solar plexus chakra. Long back, when the COVID had just started, I had broadcasted an audio saying that if you want to raise your immunity, you better remain in a positive state of mind. But with every passing day, it seems to be more and more difficult. And that's why you need to now work on yourself, heal yourself so regularly that you remain upbeat. And when you remain upbeat, your immunity remains upbeat. And as you feel positive and vibrant, people around you will start feeling positive and vibrant. Right? So that's what we are going to do now. Um, Topic for this week is fears and insecurity. Well, even if you're in the safest part of the world and you're feeling pretty okay about yourself, however, everyone is prone to some or the other insecurities related to finances, relationships, health, death, next day, cooking, maidservants, health, children. There's so many reasons to feel insecure. So let's address the insecurities. So, why insecurities? We are designed to be afraid. If a person says, I'm not afraid at all, throw them in the fire or throw them or just push them gently from the hilltop and they'll suddenly jerk and bounce back. Of course, we're programmed to make sure that you remain always in a self preservation mode. And how do you remain in self preservation mode? You can only remain in self preservation mode by ensuring that you take care of yourself. Now, the whole mechanism of ensuring that you self-preservation insurance will eventually make you sometimes overreact, and that's when it goes to the level of insecurity. Whenever the survival gets threatened, you feel more insecure. Whenever all that belongs to you gets threatened, you feel insecure. And it's very natural, normal, and common to feel insecure. But what's not so pleasant is the level of insecurity hurting you on and on. If you have consistent and persistent level of insecurity, your health will suffer. And you know what is the worst part of it? When you're very, very insecure, you're going to think about all that you would like to avoid. And the more you think about that, the more you will manifest that. So it would be a good idea today to start addressing your insecurities. I'll just read the message and I'm going to recite some of the radical statements. And those radical statements will help you calm down right now. And you can listen to these radical statements even share with your friends and family members, and experience the calming effects of the radical statement. I know it's a solo work, and yet you will recite silently in your mind or aloud if your environment permits. I'm going to slowly recite and give a gap in between so that you can also recite along with me. We're going to make this as a practice every day at 6 p.m. and be regular with me, and you'll find a lot of shift in a month's time in your health, relationships, and in your personal life, right? So be regular for 1 month, starting from today, and watch the difference, right? So let's begin. I revive my insecurities. Recite after me. I revive my insecurities. I revive my insecurities. I revive my insecurities. I revive my need for insecurities. I revive my need for insecurities. I revive my need for insecurities. I recognize my need for insecurities. I recognize my need for insecurities. I recognize my need for insecurities. I realign my need for insecurities. I realign my need for insecurities. I realign my need for insecurities. I reorient my need for insecurities. I reorient my need for insecurities. I reorient my need for insecurities. I reposition my need for insecurities. I reposition my need for insecurities. I reposition my need for insecurities. I revive the reasons for insecurities. I recognize the reasons for insecurities. I realign the reasons for insecurities. I reorient the reasons for insecurities. I reposition the reasons for insecurities. I revive my insecurity. I recognize my insecurity. I realign my insecurity. I reorient my insecurity. I reposition my insecurity. I revive the reasons for my insecurity. I recognize the reasons for my insecurity. I realign the reasons for my insecurity. I reorient the reasons for my insecurity. I reposition the reasons for my insecurity. I revive my security. I recognize my security. I realign my security. I reorient my security. I reposition my security. I revive my insecure environment. I'm just reading from the comment section. If you have any comments, please add that, okay? I revive my insecure environment. I recognize my insecure environment. Continue reciting. I realign my insecure environment. I reposition my insecure environment. I revive my need for insecure environment. I recognize my need for the insecure environment. I realign my need for the insecure environment. I reposition my need for the insecure environment. I revive the reasons for the insecure environment. I recognize the reasons for the insecure environment. I realign the reasons for the insecure environment. I reorient the reasons for the insecure environment. I reposition the reasons for the insecure environment. I revive my need for secured environment. I recognize my need for the secured environment. I realign my need for the secured environment. I reorient my need for the secured environment. I reorient my need for the secured environment. I revive my association of insecurity with growth. I revive my association of insecurity with growth. I recognize my association of insecurity with growth. I realign my association of insecurity with growth. I reorient my association of insecurity with growth. I reposition my association of insecurity with growth. I revive my association of insecurity with growth. I recognize my association of insecurity with growth. I realign my association of insecurity with growth. I reposition my association of insecurity with growth. Many times we are so scared of being secured. What if we start stagnating? What if we start being so vulnerable? What if we are caught unaware? It is better to remain insecure than being secure because you can be taken advantage of or anything can go against you. And we hold on to the need for insecurities. And I'm going to recite for that. I revive my fear of letting go of my insecurity. I recognize my fear of letting go of my insecurity. Continue reciting. I realigned my fear of letting go of my insecurities. I reorient my fear of letting go of my insecurities. I reposition my fear of letting go of my insecurities. I revive my fear of letting go of my insecurities. I recognize my fear of letting go of my insecurities. I realign my fear of letting go of my insecurities. I reposition my fear of letting go of insecurities. I revive my fear of letting go of my insecurities. I recognize my fear of letting go of insecurities. I realign my fear of letting go of insecurities. I reorient my fear of letting go of my insecurities. I revive my worries. I recognize my worries. I realign my worries. I reorient my worries. I reposition my worries. I revive my worries. I recognize my worries. I realign my worries. I reorient my worries. I reposition my worries. I revive my worries. I recognize my worries. I realign my worries. I reorient my worries. I reposition my worries. I revive my need for worries. I recognize my need for worries. I realign my need for worries. I reorient my need for worries. I reposition my need for worries. I revive my reasons for worries. I recognize my reasons for worries. I realign my reasons for worries. I reorient my reasons for worries. I reposition my reasons for worries. I revive the brilliance in worries. I recognize the brilliance in worries. I realign the brilliance in worries. I reorient the brilliance in worries. I reposition the brilliance in worries. Keep reciting throughout the day and throughout the week. Trust if you attend with me, and even if you can't attend at this odd hour for you, and listen to it every day, you will find a major difference in your life. Gift this opportunity to yourself, to your friends and relatives, and your loved ones. These are supremely powerful, radical statements, and reciting them on your own can be absolutely therapeutic, can be transformative. I'm just going to quickly answer a few questions and then end the show. Um, yeah, Doily is asking, Atman, can we recite for the feeling of safe? Yes, certainly. We will address this tomorrow. And here's a puja. I do get panic attacks under threatening situations. Yes, puja, start working on insecurities first, and panic will take a little time, but it should subside according to me. And I'm extremely sorry for no audio and video earlier. I think we'll just eliminate that next time. Tomorrow I'll be live at 6 p.m. India time on the same channel. That is YouTube channel and on my Facebook page. You may get it in different Facebook groups, but I will certainly be there on YouTube channel as well as on Facebook page. Stay tuned and keep listening. Thank you so much.